Welcome back to the channel. This will be part 3 in the Top Flite 60 size P-40 build. And today, or tonight, or whatever time you're watching this, I'm going to be contouring the tip blocks that I glued on in the last episode. And I'm not going to contour any of this tip yet until I get the elevators built and taped on with the balance tabs centered in that slot. That way when I cover it and get everything hinged, everything will line up and the contour will be perfect. So I'm going to start sanding, and I'm going to put you in fast speed so that I'm not boring you with the sanding. So until I get done, I'll show you the results. Okay, that's all I'm doing for the tips. I'll show you what it looks like. Right here, you see how that's squared off still? When I go to line up the jig or the balance tabs into that slot and got my elevator taped on, hinged too, I'll actually hinge it at the same time. I'll contour that tip with the elevator at the same time. That way it's all nice and smooth looking. So now I'm going to cut out these slots. That'll be the next step. Okay, a sharp knife is always your best friend. This one's got glue on the tip from when I trimmed the sheeting around that freshly glued edge. It glued up the tip, so I'm going to change out my knife blade in order to trim out those slots. So this ought to be fun. I think I'm going to trim them big and sand them back. This is always fun. Just waiting to cut too much. Okay, that's that side. I'm gonna move to the next side. This one's already half done, so I mistakenly cut that too soon. You always want to be careful on the edge because it'll blow out the edge of the balsa wood. And if you do, you can just repair it, but if you're careful, you won't have to. All right, there's the rough cut of both sides. I'm going to finish off that. I gotta find me something that I can use to sand in there, probably a popsicle stick or something. Well, I recorded doing the one side or this side, and I went back and looked at it. You didn't see anything, so I'm gonna have to redo the recording on this side. So what I was saying is I got these permanent needle files, and they're great for filing. But when you get up into that corner, you want to hold off. You don't want to go too far into it because you want to sharpen those up later on somehow with like a knife or something. So I got the alignment on this one just perfect where I want it. So now this is the jig or the balance tab. So I'm going to use it as a guide to do both these. So I just lightly sand till you get all that edge off. A lot of hard glue there. not too worried about the blowout on the corners because I'm gonna, and before I cover this thing, I'm gonna go over it with some balsa filler, so it'll fix it all. I know it sounds like I'm scraping the heck out of this thing, but it's not taking a whole lot off. I'm just lightly getting that glue ridge off. File a little and then feel for the ridge. Test fit. That's pretty dang good. So let's sharpen these corners up a little bit with the knife. That cracking you're hearing is the knife going through the glue. All this will be cleaned up really good before I cover it. Checking this for square again. It's not quite square. These things couldn't be perfect, could they? There we go. That'll do it for those for now. When I go to do more finish sanding, I might do a little more on this side. happy with that. Just gonna clean up these corners just a tad, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is the fin. All right. Never mind the blowouts. I'll fix all that with balsa filler. But those are the balance tabs. I'll show you the other side. Hopefully you're getting that. I had to redo the recording from last time. All right. Next step's going to be building the fin. Okay, in an effort to keep these videos fairly short, within a half an hour I hope, I went ahead, I'm going to stop here. I got the stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, finished until I do the finishing of it before I cover it, but it's done. And the next step is to build the fin. I went ahead and I cut out all the parts for the fin. This is the leading edge, the aft trailing edge, and the ribs and the tip, and the little gusset, and the sheeting. I'll have to glue them together when it comes time to cover the fin, but we'll continue that on the next video. That will be part 4. So part 3 is now complete. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe to my channel, share my videos, and if you have any suggestions, comments, gripes, leave them in the comments. And for those of you that are wondering what happened to the Nobler, well, it's still around. I'm just taking a break on it to do what I really like to do, and that's build RC airplanes. But I'll get back to that Nobler one of these days. So stay tuned. Until the next video, thanks for watching.